Hello, I am the SofaKing, and I am hot and ready to go like that.
I am King Saturday Second, and I am amused and ready to go like that.
And together we are
We nerd like that.
nerds like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead and hit that intro, please. Thank you. I love that song. Hold on, I'm rolling this. I'm rolling this D20 to see who goes first. Fuck, you know what, bro? Seriously. Anyway, so I
Is that bad dice? Is that a cursed
yeah.
dice?
Once again, I am the Sofa King, and with me, as always, is my friend King Saturday the Second. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well. I am excited for Batman. I'm excited for this program that we are producing right now.
All right. Yes, this is our maiden voyage of Nerd Like That. Thank you for joining us. Now, back to what I was trying to rumble about earlier, bro. I was playing D&D last night. Like, not to get to go right into that nerdiness, right? But I'm legitimately angry.
Get
All my
straight into
rolls,
the we're nerd like that. This is what we're
all
here for.
all my rolls were
Mhm.
I couldn't roll a double digit to save my life.
I
And
hate
here's the
it.
thing, we were using D&D Beyond, we were using Roll 20
Mhm.
and physical dice. Couldn't say
Yeah.
I couldn't roll it. I could not roll above a double. I was so mad.
Mhm.
I was so mad. I was like, God damn. Like I had to play this artificer character.
You
They're
would
like
be an artificer.
yeah. I
Gadget
when I learned about
boys.
them, I was like, yes, that's yes. I
They're
wanted to be
awesome.
Rocket Raccoon. That's why.
Oh, that's nice.
Because Rocket
That's a good
Raccoon's kind of
class
like an
for him.
artificer. Yeah.
What race are you? Not to take it there, but, what
No,
race are you?
I'm a dwarf. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, his name is Eobard, just cause.
of course.
Right. My man Thawne, baby. Anyway, I had to I tried to open up this lock and just fucking rolled super shitty. I was like, God, fuck. This is bull crap. What was cool was earlier in the game we were at a carnival and I won a prize and it was like pixie dust, right?
Mhm.
And basically it allowed me to fly for like 1 minute. So how do I ration this out? Like, do I just ration them out? It bumps. What do I do? How does this work? And then
This
like
pixie dust is good.
yeah, DM was like, yeah, it only goes like you can't write, you just use it once and that's it. I was like, cool, going full face. Pow. And then I ascended. I said,
Just Scarface into some pixie dust and then just float off.
just yes, it was fucking it was great. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't know, I just randomly rolled that dice just because it
um,
was right in front of me.
I just
Anyway,
signed up for some new D&D games. There's 2 bars in the city called Hex& and Co., and,
mhm,
they have, like, regular games of
mhm,
D&D scheduled, and they cost $30 a seat. So the first time I saw that, I didn't know that they costed money. So when I first saw it, I was like, let me think about
fuck.
this for a second.
I wanna
But
pay to hang out with nerds, so no.
right, exactly. Is this worth? But then I paid. But then who else is gonna play D&D with me? So then did. I thought, you know what? Maybe it's worth it. It's nice to have a hobby. It's good to get out and meet some new people after 2 years of not being able to leave.
Mhm.
So it's worth $30. Fine. Let me go ahead and throw that money down. Go back to the website. All the seats are gone, all filled up. All the nerds in New York City were waiting for those seats, man.
I recently got into watching, D&D horror stories, and,
Oh, those are good.
so the one that I watched the other day was about, like they were playing like a Star Trek kinda game, right? And it was like a basically like a fleet, like a crew on a starship. And
Hmm.
so the DM is doing private chats with everybody in the beginning because they're all in their private quarters and all getting, the briefing from the DM You know what I mean? So like, but the captain of the ship uh was also in on the chats. 1 through 13, because there were like 13 people in this game. 1 through 12, captain said no, like sat there, listened to the chat, said nothing. But like
Uh-huh.
on the 13th one, as the DM's talking to the actual player, the captain's like, fuck it, he's like, number 13, report. Uh I have nothing to report. I'm getting all the briefing from him. So give me a second. I can then I can relay to you what the fuck via in the game. I can relay to you what's happening.
Mhm.
And then the DM starts talking again, and then the captain interrupts him again. And it's just like even the DM got to a point, bro, I have to talk to him. You know what I mean? Let me
Mhm.
let me talk to him. And then there was another point. So the guy that's the perspective that tells the story is the pilot of the ship. So like
Mhm.
he has a stat where like he can mentally connect to the ship to kind of like drive it better. But then the captain also apparently has the same mental connection to the ship,
Yeah.
and then at one point goes, I can control the ship better than the fucking pilot, so fuck off. So like the player character is like, wait, I'm the pilot though, like why
Mm. Right.
why is that not a thing? And I was just like, man, I couldn't be in a situation like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? 'Cause I would have to be like, are you just trying to like not be cooperative at all in
Right.
this
Yeah.
process of us playing a game?
Would you
That
want
is
the
so
rest of us to just go? Because if you wanna just play the entire ship by yourself,
by
then
yourself,
we
that's
could
fine. Go
go.
ahead. How dare you just pick on one person? This is bad. You know what I mean? Like, especially it's like, is that why is that his fault, right? Also, I was gonna say, speaking of picking on people, I'm gonna pick on Black Lightning today. That is that is that is
That's
what
a
I
solid
am.
segue. I like that.
Oh yeah, that is that I'm gonna pick on Black Lightning today. That is the subject matter I have decided to talk about. What are you talking about today? Just so you know. I mean, just so
Bro,
everybody knows.
well, today
He said,
I was
bruh,
doing
bruh.
bro, let me tell you what I got. I'm doing it for the people. You know, we just wrapped up Black History Month, so I was gonna do a Bat History Month report of all
Ooh,
of the Black actors who have been cast in classically Caucasian roles in Batman TV and movies, except
oh,
for
great.
Titans. We're not talking about Titans
He said, fuck that. We'll
because
talk
fuck
about Titans at
Titans.
some point. Like it just anyway.
Fuck
he said
Titans.
he said fuck yeah, I'm going on record. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is I'm gonna I'm gonna pick out Black Lightning today.
Okay, so you want to talk about Black Lightning? If anyone out there listening is not or watching is not familiar with Black Lightning, here's what you need to know. Black Lightning was CW's first black led superhero series. It was originally set in its own separate universe until they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover and it got folded into the main Arrowverse for all the rest of the shows. Black Lightning is the story of Jefferson Pierce, a superhero who retired to spend more time with his family, his wife, and his two daughters. His daughters are now relatable teenagers with lightning powers of their own. And when the show starts, he is forced to unretire when a gang named the 100 return to threaten his family and his community. And that's Black Lightning.
The first clip we have up today is from season 2, episode 10, entitled The Book of Rebellion, chapter 3, Angelitos Negros. So
Little
this is
Black
just
Angels.
yeah. So this is just to set this particular scene up. So this is the scene where Painkiller, who is Tobias's new right hand man, also one of Black Lightning's daughters, ex boyfriends, Khalil, right? So this is
Mhm,
the previous episodes. Jennifer and Khalil have ran away from Tobias, and Tobias is like, I want him back. This is the scene where he's basically coming back to Tobias after running away. And, you know, Tobias does what he does best. He does his Thanos impression by just
mhm.
monologuing. But the real awesomeness about this scene is just the thing he says after it, just so gangster, just so Oh, mate, just watch. Here we go.
Mhm.
Just watch it.
I wanted you to be great like Alexander. But you've got the heart of a stooped sharecropper, happy to spend the days tending to master's land. We've got no time for small dreams here, Khalil. So if you can't walk with the giants, then you shall crawl with the snakes.
What?
I told you I'd always have your back.
Wow.
I remember watching that scene and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, now I see why Tobias is dangerous. Because that's
Yeah.
some cold-blooded
That's some
awesomeness.
Mortal Kombat cold-blooded stuff right there. You hit him with a fatality and then left
He
him
said,
alive and made a
he
joke
said,
about it.
fatality. You know what? You know what? That scene is so gangster. You gotta run that clip one more time, please. Just run it, please, one more time. Just please, it's just.
We've got no time for small dreams here, Khalil. So if you can't walk with the giants, then you shall crawl with the snakes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my soul.
You got fucked up. You got fucked up.
I like that. That was good.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, so you got fucked. Anyway, our next clip comes from season 3, episode 8, entitled "The Book of Resistance." They're all books. Anyway, the Book of Resistance, chapter 3,
That's
another
how you
chapter
know it's
3,
a good show.
right? The Book of Resistance, chapter 3, the battle for Franklin Terrace. Now, this is how this episode works out. By this point, the NSA has been trying to take over Freeland, and they have occupied a building in the neighborhood. And Black Lightning's like, no, we can't have that happening. And he tries to take the building back. Here's the thing. This is what I just want to say this beforehand. There has been a NSA agent that a beef has been brewing between Black Lightning and this character for 7 episodes. For the first episode, it's like, oh man, they go when they hit, it's gonna be awesome, right? Now the soldier is a metahuman, but hates being a meta, which is why he calls him a meta freak and whatnot, right?
Uh-huh.
Sounds like Scott Steiner a little bit. Anyway, his power is he gets the same power as any metahuman that's close to him. So yeah, so this is the battle that's been brewing between the two of them for 7 episodes. And also, I want you to see if you can spot the actor that is playing. You might recognize the actor that's playing the soldier, but the worst thing I think about this clip is the thing that the crowd says, like at the end, But like, go ahead and play the clip, please.
This is nice. This is your final warning. Step down, meta freak.
This building belongs to the people of Freeland. We ain't leaving.
Fine. Then just die. You don't want to dance with me. I have your powers and the finest tactical training on Earth.
Yeah, right. The thing is, you got a lot of electricity coursing through your nervous system right now. I got this suit to protect me. You don't, Meta.
See your point.
Wait, hold on.
Get your ass up, nigga. Get up, Ralph. Shit, it's over now, nigga. Shit, get up. Get up, nigga.
That's amazing. What a showdown. What an epic battle.
Laid down.
He said, "Oh, you're right," and it just no, no, no.
And I'm out. And I was like, oh. And then like when he showed up like at the end of the season, I said, "You're still here, Braxton? Whatever."
Braxton P. Hotnabrig.
Right? I
What
originally was
what a choice for a villain. For a villain
right.
you're supposed to take seriously.
Actually, you might be unaware of this because I was. Well, not anyway. He was in a movie called Original Gangsters, right? And he
Did he
tries
play
to
the
play,
original gangster?
bro. He tried to play a '90s thug, and I was just like,
Oh man.
I was like, all right. Cool. Anyway, the last and final clip of Black Lightning that I wanted to bring up is actually oddly enough comes from the last episode of the show. This is the series finale episode. This is season 4. It's episode 13. It's the Book of Resistance. No, sorry. Book of Resurrection, chapter 2,
Oh.
Closure. Black Lightning had 2 daughters. The youngest one was named Jennifer. Basically, her power ended up being that she harnessed energy, right? So at
Mhm.
one point, she went up to space, turned into a bunch of energy particles, and then when they put her back together, she looked dramatically differently. Behind the scenes, what was happening is the person who played Jennifer wanted to
Mhm.
leave the show for personal reasons. So they brought in another actress to play the character. But rather than just recast her as the same character, they, admittedly so, a cool way to say this is why she looks different. This new character is named JJ. Jennifer's the
Mhm.
original, JJ is the new version of her. So it was thought that this would just be how the show was going to be ending. But on the last episode, all of these events that you're about to see happened. So go ahead and run that, please. Oh, look.
We should probably slow down. Man, I sure love breathing air.
The fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
JJ, are you okay? I'm gonna call your mom. No, don't call. Jen! How?
I killed you. Nah, you jacked my DNA. Stole my life and left me for dead. But I've been in your head the whole time, baby. Now I'm back.
Huh?
Let's go then.
Get off of her!
Shouldn't have done that. You better pray he's all right. What the hell are you?
You have no word for it. You think all that lives has form. You don't know life beyond body. My whole life, I spent in the glaze, watching you down here in the light, with bodies, able to touch, to breathe.
What's the glaze?
What you call the ionosphere. I saw you coming and going as you please, both flesh and energy, and I hated you. Every time you came, I willed myself closer and closer to your wavelength until finally I made it. And I got you. We were one. And just me. But still not flesh. I was so disappointed. Thought I would never know what it was to feel. That I would always live in the darkness.
The fuck are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about?
What the hell? In the last episode, they introduced some ionosphere phoenix force that's just been stalking her and replaced her. And
The fuck are you talking what are you talking about? That was the last episode. I just couldn't. It flawed the fuck out of me. Like, I was like, but we don't have that many minutes left. What the fuck is this bullshit? God damn it.
I mean, a part of me is like, yeah, sure, comic books, I get it. Do
No.
you? The other part is like, this is the finale.
No.
And you could have just finished with the second actress. Or you could have just had her slowly morph back into the original and say, oh, hey, I guess I could always have done that. But you have this, we have no word for it. I've been watching you and I've been sneaking closer to your DNA wavelength, and then I got you. I got you.
I was just like, what is happening? Like, it's and then like the part where she was like, woo, it feels good to breathe air. That was the first time she brought that up. That wasn't like
Right?
something that had been teased like
Mhm.
beforehand. That was the first time she mentioned that shit.
All of a sudden.
Right? She's been breathing it perfectly this entire time. There once was she like, oh, it's good to be there. It's like, nope, that's the first time she brought that up. The fuck are
It
you
sure
talking
is great moving my human arms and legs around.
about? Right? Huh? Like, seriously, like, what's happening? Anyway,
You know, how I always talk about my human arms and legs like I don't belong in here.
right? Seems weird, right? I mean, to be fair, there was Jefferson Black Lightning didn't believe that was his daughter, but I mean, that got explained away by being like, not explained away, but it was like, oh, I understand. Like, this is your daughter's, like now she looks different. You don't want to accept her. Fine. Right. I get that. But like,
Mhm.
I don't think that they put that in there just to be like, I told you that was the reason. Nope.
Right.
Nope. I don't think so because they dropped that like 2 episodes later. So anyway,
I like
I
how
watched
I like how she spent all that time talking, but just to basically say, I don't know what I am. She could have just been like,
and
what are you? Oh,
and to die no
right.
more than like 10 seconds later. Like, just
Mhm.
it was the show. It was the second Arrowverse show to end. And you know what? It was a show that was 4 seasons long that I watched. Yeah, I watched
What
every
glowing
episode of
praise.
it. I watched every episode of it, not because I needed to. It's not like they were part of the Arrowverse for the first 2 seasons. So I watched it because you know why? It was somebody's duty, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that was the SofaKing is making fun of Black Lightning, and yeah, that's been my time, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, no. The point is,
I'm out. Drop the mic.
no. Well, anyway, let's move on to what do you got for us? What do you got for us? What
Got
do you
a
bringing?
Bat History Month report. Also, we've got The Batman in theaters now, which I have my tickets to see tomorrow for a matinee and a Sunday matinee. But for my segment, I'm going to be talking about all of the Black actors who have been cast to play characters who are classically Caucasian in the comics. You got to get a new.
I should get my
You got to get
notes
new
on.
Riddler stuff.
I already
Yeah,
ordered new Riddler stuff.
Great.
You act like I
Sorry,
don't
my
got
mistake.
You
Yeah.
act like I don't got that new Riddler mask on the way already. Ordered that shit last night. Yes, I do. I'm gonna start making phone calls. Anyway, that's
You got to like get your little symbol to flash on people's screens.
bro. I'm telling you, one day we're gonna connect, right? Just for a meeting over there. We'll just be sitting there.
With my envelope held out that just says "To King Saturday 2nd," and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Fantastic. Anyway, sorry, got distracted.
All right, so we can get into the discussion. We're going to be starting with the great Eartha Kitt and her role in the third season of Batman. So, in the third season of Batman with Adam West, the one from 1966, they used to have Julie Newmar playing Catwoman, but she was unavailable for the third season, so they replaced her with Eartha Kitt. They never explained why. They just had a brand new actress in a role that another actress was in. She has an entirely different appearance. Never explain a thing. Which I think here's the thing. Neither of them are really confirmed to be Selena Kyle. They don't really mention her alter ego. If they do, I think her name is like something strange, but she might be, she might not be. But either way, Catwoman in the comics is usually Caucasian, so I counted this as a Black actress, as a classically Caucasian character.
No, it definitely counts. So she is working that suit.
She's working that suit. I think she did a really great job in this role, and I actually like the way they handle the casting replacement. Just like when they replaced, what's his neck with Don Cheadle. Why? It's just a fictional character and it's just an actor who's playing it. So it doesn't really matter from the context of the story itself. It doesn't need to be explained.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But the thing I do want to mention about Eartha Kitt is that they did make one change when she started playing this character. Before she was playing this character, Catwoman and Batman had sort of like their romance, their little flirty, flingy stuff like they always do. But then after Eartha Kitt took over, for some reason, they decided that they didn't want to do that anymore. Racism. For some reason, they thought it would be a bad idea to have this Black actress continue with her romance with Adam West. I don't know why. Who can really say why? Racism. Why they did that? But
this isn't Star Trek.
Right, exactly. We've done this enough. So the next character I want to talk about, or the next Black actor in a classically Caucasian role I want to mention, was Halle Berry as her version of Catwoman.
Oh God! Like, do we? That was just a. Nobody wants.
I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it.
I mean, nobody wants to.
This is an Academy Award-winning actress.
Yeah,
in a major comic book role. This should be a part of Black history.
We're going to talk about it.
We're talking about it. We're talking about this travesty, this train wreck, this character who is called Catwoman, but really the movie is more like, what if we took The Crow but made it a rom-com and then just called it Catwoman?
Kind of.
Right?
Kind of.
Exactly.
And they had the audacity to reference Batman Returns in this movie.
Right. Yeah, they actually have a photo of Selena Kyle shows up in like a list of other cat women. You know what's a shame? It's a shame this movie wasn't good. Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I was just thinking, like, to be fair, I mean, they both have like powers of a cat, which is just not what Catwoman's thing is. So
she doesn't have cat powers, and she also doesn't have like cat mannerisms. For some reason, this character, who her real identity is patient Phillips or Patience Phillips.
You have to have a lot of patience watching this goddamn movie.
You have to have the patience of a saint to watch this movie all the way through. And I saw it in theaters, and it was terrible. Even the fact that Halle Berry is in like skin tight leather the entire time, it's irredeemable. It's irredeemable.
I mean, like that.
This movie got 7 Razzie Award nominations, and it won 4 of them. The one for Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Worst Director, and Worst Screenplay. And you know what? Respect to Halle Berry for showing up to accept that Razzie in person, because she was the first person to be like, this movie sucks. I'm so sorry, but hey, I didn't write it or direct it or cast it.
But you know
I just got paid for it. I just got paid for it. She knows what she did. How much money do you think? How much money do you think she made for this role?
Oh God, I mean, like, I have to imagine the movie did not make its budget back.
Oh no, I don't know if it actually counts as a bomb. It probably did not make its budget back, but because Halle Berry was in such high demand after coming off the back of like Swordfish and Gothica and James Bond and Monsters Ball,
all 3 of those movies suck.
But she was popular. James Bond, yes, James Bond sucked. Swordfish did suck. Monster Ball kind of sucks too, low key.
Oh no, but you Gothica, like, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
Gothica. I don't know a single person who saw Gothica.
I did. It was stupid.
But because of all that high demand she was in, she got a paycheck of $12.5 million, which is the biggest payday ever for an African American actress at that time. She got paid more than any Black actress ever got paid to do anything to be in this movie.
I'd accept those Razzies too, bro. She's
Exactly.
like, yo, this movie brought me a fucking this. Like that car I showed up in to accept these awards.
Right. Exactly.
The horror goes meow.
She would set up the horn and said meow 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 meow. I got paid.
Like,
money is money. Exactly. Sorry the movie sucked, but I got paid. Made mine.
Oh God.
But let's talk about a much better Catwoman actress. At least I assume. Again, my Sunday matinee isn't until tomorrow. So, but from based off what I've heard,
I know
Batman is amazing.
It's not going to talk. Anyway, continue. We'll talk about that later. No, not later.
So so we'll talk about this latest, and this is finally we have a confirmed Black actress as confirmed Selena Kyle. So this is Zoe Kravitz, the daughter of Aquaman, and
the real life daughter?
Stepdaughter of Jason Momoa.
Oh, okay,
cool. I think that's true. Let me check with my producer. Is that true? That's true.
Okay, cool.
So what's funny about her getting cast in this is, well, first of all, she played Catwoman also in the Lego Batman movie, and the version of Catwoman she played in the Lego Batman movie was heavily based off of Eartha Kitt's Catwoman. But she
said it was meow meow meow.
Pretty much, yeah. There were a lot of people in there, but it was
there was. Continue.
But she was talking in a recent interview, and she said that she auditioned for a small role in The Dark Knight Rises, but she wanted to audition. I'm sorry, but she was denied the opportunity to audition because they said that they weren't going urban with that character. It wasn't even like a named person. It was like a small role, but she couldn't even audition for it because they didn't want to go urban. And she said in the interview, what does that have to do with anything? Do I have to play the role like, yo, what's up, Batman? What's going on with you?
I got him, man. What's that got to do with me? I got him, man.
She was like, what does that have to do with fate? She could just play the character like any other actor plays a character. It doesn't have to be an urban character just because she's playing it. But hey, she's moved on to bigger and better things since then. Dark Knight Rises. I mean, if you're gonna be in a Batman movie, you had to choose between Dark Knight Rises and this one. Should probably
Yeah.
have chosen this one.
Yep. I
So
mean, yeah. The it was a good movie, bro.
people are saying it's better than The Dark Knight. People are saying it replaced The
Oh
Dark
no, it
Knight
is.
as the
It
best
it is.
Batman movie.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Because again, after what you said, I was like, yeah, maybe yeah, this movie's just stupid.
Uh, so
Anyway.
since she played Catwoman in Lego Movie, I also want to do a quick shout out to the two other Black animated Catwomen who are Sanaa Lathan and Cree Summer.
Mhm.
Cree Summer, the queen of voice acting, because they both played animated Black versions of the character in the Harley Quinn cartoon and in DC Superhero Girls cartoon. And both of those versions were also inspired by the iconic Eartha Kitt.
Nice. The
Right.
she actually the Catwoman in the Harley Quinn show is very much like she's totally like, yeah, I can see that. I
Right.
like there's one episode where they go on Poison Ivy's bachelorette party, and it's like Catwoman and like Harley Quinn and like some other random girl. It's Mr. Freeze's wife. Like, because she
Oh,
got
Nora Freeze is
unfrozen.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like Harley Quinn killed Mr. Freeze and they unfroze her, so like she has nothing to do now. So like
Mhm.
just hangs out with Harley and them. It's great. Anyway, no, that's like shit, yeah. Continue. Shout out to them. Yeah, that they
Yeah.
seem like yeah. No, continue.
So the next Black actor I want to talk about was Billy D. Williams, famous
D.
beer spokesman and the first brother in space, Billy D. Williams. Because in the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton, Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent, anyone who's even passingly familiar with the comics or familiar with the two other movies that he was in knows that eventually he turns into Two-Face. Someone usually throws
Mhm.
acid on his face. He was actually supposed to return in Batman Returns, and he was supposed to get disfigured and scarred. Some people say that the scene that was supposed to disfigure and scar him was given to Max Schreck when he got kissed with the taser, but no
Mhm.
one really knows that for sure. The point is that they didn't really promise him that he would come back, but the sort of expectation was that he would come back. But the reason why he didn't was because Warner Brothers didn't like how dark Batman Returns was. So they turned over the franchise to Schumacher to make it a little bit more kid friendly and toy friendly. You know, McDonald's was really upset when they were trying to like market
Killed the
toys to
baby, bro.
kids.
They
They're
killed the
trying to
baby.
market toys to kids for
They
this
attempted
movie
they
where
attempted to kill a
they're
baby.
throwing
Let's
babies in the
let's
sewer
let's
and they're
put this into
pushing
perspective now.
ladies out of
Okay, like
windows.
let's put this really into perspective. They tried to kill a baby.
McDonald's, that
I'm loving it.
come on,
Thank you very
kids, buy
much.
these toys.
Right?
So So because Schumacher decided to go in an entirely different direction, they decided not to do that. But he does eventually end up playing Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie. So shout out
He
again to
does.
Lego Batman movie for doing justice to Billy D. Williams. And also there's a comic that takes over after, or there's a comic that continues after Returns and ignores Forever
Mhm.
and whatever came after Forever, no one remembers.
Batman Forever.
And so they
I remember.
right. So yeah, so now they have him as no one recalls what that fourth movie was. It should have been called Forever because four is right there. But they have Billy D. Williams finally get scarred and come back as Two-Face in the excuse me, in the 89 comic book.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. This is Billy D. Williams. No, he
I,
I never remembered him like being Harvey Dent. 'Cause I like it's been a while since I've seen Batman. I mean, I remember right
mhm.
now, but like as a kid, I was like, oh no, Tommy Lee Jones is totally Two-Face.
Yeah.
He was
Nah,
really
man.
good.
I don't remember Batman I remember Batman Returns when it came out, but I don't remember seeing him in the first one. But when I went back and watched it, and I saw him, I was like, "Oh man, that would have been really cool had they have done that." Had they have followed through with it. I think the
Okay.
original idea was to have like a sort of like black and white motif for him. So like his skin would have been all like white and messed up on the Two-Face side, and his hair would have been white.
I
It
mean,
could have been interesting.
he has sugar and spice in Batman Forever, so we're good.
Yes, much better, much better.
Much
Goofy
better.
ass Two Face, goofy ass colorful Two Face. But moving away from the past, we're going to move towards the present and the future of Batman and Black Batman casting, because in the Batman, who again is out in theaters right now, we have Jeffrey Wright as GCPD's Commissioner Jim Gordon. He's the first Black actor to portray Jim Gordon. It seems like there might also be plans for an HBO Max spin-off series for the Penguin and maybe also for the Gotham Police Department. So he's probably going to be showing up as this role a lot. According to you, he did a really great job
He
in
did,
this
bro.
role.
He's the best, like, great supporting actor in the movie. Like, it was
Mhm.
like one of the first, well, not the first time, but like, they I don't know. It seemed like they had a real relationship besides like the Christopher Nolan version. You know what I mean? With like yeah, like I don't know, like they they actually talk to each other in this one.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? They have like conversations and whatnot. Like, and it's really good. It's really I can't I need to stop saying that. Anyway, it's a good movie. It's a great fucking movie. But yeah,
Uh,
he's great, Jim Gordon. That
so he was
grizzled.
asked about how he felt about like him being a Black actor playing a character who's classically white, and he said if you give it a little bit of thought, Batman and the characters within Gotham City are fluid, evolving creatures. It would be doing a disservice to these stories and to the history if we were actually beholden to the details of the original. He goes on to say that Shakespeare wrote female characters, but they were written to be played by young boys. So are
Mm-hmm.
we supposed to hold on to that tradition now in the 21st century because we were limited back then? He's like
Mm-hmm.
he's a person in Gotham. He's relative to Gotham City, to the Gotham City Police, to the department, to Batman, to justice, and to corruption. And none of those things require that he be white.
No, this is true. This is true.
Right.
However, you know what a disservice of the character is? J.K.
What?
Simmons.
That
Yeah,
was a disservice to J.K. Simmons
I
too.
know
Just have him
that
show up
was.
there, stand in front of a green screen, and say, "It looks like an alien." Get me pictures of Superman. I mean, arrest the Joker.
Rest of do something that was a
what a what a waste of J.K. Simmons. We can make anything better. Even Tomorrow War, he turned into a good movie for the 15 minutes he was in it.
um
Um,
was that
but
the last one
the
or no, right?
the last one is the next biggest Black casting, which is
Mm,
Leslie Grace as Batgirl in the upcoming Batgirl movie. Um, which already I just want to jump in and just say that I'm a little bit upset about what's going to happen to this movie because I'm almost certain that WB is just going to put it straight out to HBO Max and not give it its chance
mhm,
to shine in the theaters, which is messed up.
mhm,
But
mhm.
there's no footage of her yet. But as you can see, she has the iconic purple and yellow costume that
I
is
like that.
inspired by her new 52 look
Mhm.
called the Batgirl of Burnside. Um,
Oh.
and yeah, this
Oh.
this movie is it's a neighborhood in Gotham. I think the Batgirl of Burnside is pretty gangster.
No, it
This,
is.
I think the movie's going to be covering her origins, so it's going to be like Batgirl Year One.
Mhm,
And in fact, when she first posted this picture to Instagram, she used a quote from Batgirl Year One, which was, hold on a second. When she first posted this to Instagram, she used a quote from Batgirl Year One, which is, "I use their expectations against them. That will be their weakness, not mine. Let them all underestimate me, and when their guard is down and their pride is rising, let me kick their butts."
I like that girl. That
Yeah,
that
right.
that
She
that
she
is.
good head on her shoulders. She got good. She's going places. This is only her second film that she was cast in. Her first film was In the Heights, where she played one of the lead characters there.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember that movie.
Yeah,
Yes, no, she I that the only that outfit actually looks a lot like her outfit in the Harley Quinn show, which is what I also really enjoy. It shows like that it's not like a I
it's not
guess
pajamas. It's not an
yeah,
acrobat suit. It's like a combat suit.
yeah, like an actual jacket with like some zippers on it, and like I like the like little utility belt. No, it looks badass, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. Um, DC is going
Uh,
places. And
Finally,
yeah, they're going
it took them
someplace.
a while to get started, but they're going
Right.
places.
um, yeah, no, that was thank you for leaving on a high note. Not no,
Yeah,
thank you for
absolutely.
like yeah, there was some high notes there. Thank you. And that'll that'll do it for the two of us. Um, I say that like I don't know. Sorry. Let's try
I
that
mean, I
again.
think that's it for us.
Slap. Anyway, well that'll be it. That'll do it for us. Once again, thank you for joining us on our maiden voyage of our new show, Nerd Like That. Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to leave them with, sir?
Well, before we leave, I just want to make sure to mention that. Well, first, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. And if you want to stay in the loop and make sure to come back for more videos, you can subscribe and ring the bell icon. Also, if you had a good time here, maybe consider slapping that thumb below the video, give us a like. We would appreciate that. And we appreciate you guys for listening. So,
Sorry, I don't know what
without
I'm doing.
further
I'm
ado,
just freaking out.
just
I'm
freak
just
out,
freaking out.
baby. Just vibe.
Anyway,
Just
um,
vibes.
yeah, but to end the show, I have been the Sofa King, and I am aiming for the future like that.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I have been King Saturday Second, aka the King of Burnside, and I have been hopeful for tomorrow like that.
And together, um, we nerd like that,
You
and
nerd like that.
we exactly, and we are out. Bye.